Um, so as Kev alluded to there, actually, when we talk about talent development systems, within that, what we're really concerned with for health and holistic implications is how they're implemented and managed. And that places our real focus on the particular talent development environments within these systems. And then when we talk about these environments, we're really concerned with the whole situation that our young athletes are involved with, both on a tangible physical level, and that's maybe the actual physical structures which they train in, but also more on a social and relational level. So the social interactions that maybe the coaches and the athletes have in their environment, which all of these we're suggesting that can shape and influence how our athletes develop healthy and holistic outcomes. So what Kev's drawn in there and then I've just spoke about really draws us now into where we're at with iCoach Kids Plus in our research program. So yesterday, Kevin and Stacey gave a little bit of an overview of what iCoach Kids Plus does, and now this is the specific talent development arm of iCoach Kids at the moment, and that's focused on developing. As you'll see from the title here, is ultimately leading towards the development of holistic development guidelines for talent development environments to use. And at the moment, we're shaped by various research questions, which some of these are outlined here. And these will direct us in the next 2.5 to 3 years of research, which we've got to look forward to, which small part will make up some of my research, my PhD research as well. So some of the research questions we're interested in really answering are ultimately, as Kevin said, evaluating TDEs, so understanding what they're like at the moment, more widely and also from a holistic perspective, but also particularly how can they support our young athletes to develop holistically and these healthy outcomes. And then more widely is what role do stakeholders, so that's parents, coaches, directors, for example, and also context, gender, sport, country, play in mediating these different outcomes. For example, do different gender talent development environments vary between holistically developmental they are, for example. And to really capture the way we see this research going, we have to take a mixed methods and more importantly, a multidisciplinary approach, really because holistic development is such a wide thing, multifaceted, and it really encompasses many different aspects of athlete development. We have to kind of encompass that and look at it from multiple angles. Kevin? Thank you. Yeah, so I'm just going to quickly take us through the different phases of what we'll be doing in the next 2.5 years, and then we'll jump into some questions after that as well. So really we're asking, first of all, is asking the question of what's out there already. So both from a practical and research perspective is asking what's been done, how have TDEs been researched as well, and what do we know about them already. And then after that, we have some different parts of our primary research collection. And the first part of that is a wide scale sample with athletes, parents, coaches, understanding how they perceive the talent development environments that they work in and live in. And we're using a pre-established questionnaire called the TDEQ5 to do that. We hope that's going to be quite a large sample, and that'll help us answer those questions around what do TDEs look like at the moment. And then the second part of our research is working with our partners, and specifically FIBA next year. We're going to use the same questionnaire, but we're also going to use some more qualitative methods to take a deeper dive into these different TDEs. And we're going to work with FIBA to look at some of their junior elite talent development environments at their different European and world games as well next year. And then the final part of our research is a further deep dive into talent development environments from a qualitative perspective. And all of this research leads us, as I spoke to earlier, leads us to create some different outputs. And on a research perspective, that is the development of some kind of theoretical and conceptual concepts around talent development and holistic development in talent development. And also is holistic development and healthy development in talent development environments particularly. And we see a new area of research emerging out of this. And particularly one thing we're interested in is developing some clarity in terms that, and that we hope will help the translation of theory to practice a little bit better. So for example, what do we mean by holistic development? How do people understand that? If we're more clear on that and we can put that into writing, that can help us coaches and help coach educators in the field. And then finally, from our apply perspective, is kind of our impact indicators are the iCoachKids outputs. So all of our research, all our data will go into creating iCoachKids resources, online training courses, infographics, all sorts of different things. And coaches and coach educators will engage in those and use the information that's produced from those. And then that, drawing back to what Kev said, will hopefully translate into better designed, implemented TIDs and TDEs. And finally, drawing all together, is that hopefully will result in improved youth athlete outcomes, increase in positive health and holistic development. Drawing back to what Kev said again, is the important thing here is that we're interested in youth athlete outcomes, both from performance perspectives and also general life outcomes perspectives, just ensuring that the athletes have the best outcomes they can from their talent development environment, both performance and life as well. So that draws the content of the presentation to a conclusion.